Is anyone out there? No one's out there. We're not streaming yet, but we are recording. The Cannons now taking infield, outfield. Today is the final of the Caledonia Classic.
And here come the umpires.
Oh wow, the whole crew. We had a screen that came through the bar and also like the
A more detailed introduction to follow, but today is a rehash of last year's final between the Edinburgh Cannons and the Tayport Breakers.
So we have plate umpire Thomas Hayward. Jorge Luis is first plate umpire, Brian Clark is third plate umpire.
Thomas Hayward calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Jorge Luis at first base.
And Brian Clark at third base.
Brian Clark at third base. A stellar umpiring squad today. Thomas Hayward, one of the elite umpires in UK baseball.
Yeah, it's Thomas Haywood, Evan.
Haywood. Haywood.
Yep.
Not going to be the last time you have to do that for me today, Paul.
Not at all. The plate meeting taking place off the plate because there was a bit of a delay with the third base umpire caught in the heavy traffic here in Edinburgh.
Trying to get underway here, so have to take some shortcuts. Team captains now meeting with Haywood just near the Cannons on deck circle. That's Rory Dunn for the Cannons. Usually their catcher. Today he is out with a minor injury in his catching hand. Kit Searle behind the plate, filling in.
Yeah, the acting Tayport manager for the day is Shinyan Lai. I believe he is catching for his team today. He might come in to relieve later on in the game.
Right, presumably. And I'd be nearly certain we're going to see Avon Fletcher on the mound for them to start, right?
Yeah, he is the Tayport starter today. It's Peter Rowe who's on the bump for the Cannons.
That's right, the Cannons have decided to stick with Peter Rowe to start. Although more often this season they've had Fede Gambidotti to start. But against the Comets, they went with this pitching management strategy, and it worked out for them. That said, the Comets did put up appreciable numbers against Rowe. But Rowe hung in there and maintained the lead, got the win. The advantage, of course, of that strategy is that you have Rowe who has great control, hits his spots, doesn't throw quite as hard as Fede, and then you bring in Fede, bring the heat, and catch the opponents off guard that way.
Yeah, I mean, the Cannons also have Garrett Stell they can bring in, who I expect to see at some point in this game. He is statistically the top pitcher in the league this year.
Is that right? Is that in terms of ERA?
Highest ERA, highest K9, or best, should I say.
Best.
So yeah, best ERA, best K9. Best whip, I believe, as well.
Right. Yeah, I've faced all of these guys, and Garrett's another speed baller.
Yeah. And of course the catcher, Kit. It's a phenomenal pitcher as well. The Cannons are well equipped for postseason baseball.
Indeed. One thing that's remarkable about the Cannons is the depth they have in nearly every position. They have a solid backup player for more or less all 9 positions.
Yeah.
To the point where it's not even clear who the backup is. They can just mix it up as necessary.
Yeah, make it look like it's a plan, but maybe not.
Everything retrospectively is a plan in baseball. So we should have lineups for you shortly. Ken is taking a nice long warm-up.
Looks like we're ready to go here.
Excellent. Until we get lineups, you'll need to help me out with names here, Paul. But
yes, this is Matt Dunn, I believe. I could be wrong with that surname. I have to apologise. Definitely a Matt.
here we are. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Matt Dunn leading off for the Cannons, number 79, the left fielder.
Yeah. Matt has put up some impressive numbers this year, the Canadian.
And a ground ball to the third baseman, who throws him out in short order for out number 1.
Good play. Hernandez there throwing to Silverberg at first.
That's right. Ivan Hernandez, the third baseman, reliable in the hot corner. The Cannons infield, one of the best in the league. And that brings up Ethan Johnson, the center fielder. So the Cannons retired Dunn, who's hitting .500 on the year.
Ethan comes in, young Texan, one of the youngest players in the AAA league.
How old is he, Paul?
I want to say he's 16, but he could only be 15.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, he's a superb young athlete.
Well, he looks it too. He looks like a ball player. Rowe pitching from the stretch. Haywood makes the call.
Right in that bottom corner. That was a beautiful pitch.
Yeah, breaking ball down and away. As we've said before on prior broadcasts, Rowe throws down and away a lot. It's kind of his spot. And a lot of umpires in this league like that part of the zone.
That's high out to left. That's gone.
Johnson, home run over the fence. Left part of left field. And he saw that well, and he took it all the way. That ball really carried a little bit. He hit it quite high into the air.
Oh,
it looks like that's being called a ground rule double.
It may be a double. Okay.
Yep.
I was going off Stellan left field's reaction there. It's very hard to see with these orange fences.
That's right. Yeah, I was also going off the reaction of the Tayport bench. They seem to be in home run mood after that one. But
yeah, confirms the ground rule double from Thomas Haywood.
That's right, but just short of a home run, and that one really carried.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, not much wind at the moment, but Johnson's a strong player.
Ground ball, Paul Gardner. Out at first. Advances Ethan to third base though. So did his job. And up comes Fletch.
Johnson to third base, so you got a runner in scoring position for Avon Fletcher, who is going to be intentionally walked.
Wow. And is the league home run leader with 10 home runs. Leads the league in slugging. That is not unexpected, but Tom Knox is not exactly a slouch in the playing to play either. Yeah.
Tom Knox, the 5-hitter, now in. Fletcher to first. He can't be happy about that. I'm sure he came to play today. Runners in the corners. Rowe kicks, deals. Fastball down the middle is driven on a line to right field. Fletcher takes second, and Johnson scores.
Tommy Knox doing what Tommy Knox does. Puts the ball in play.
Textbook swing.
Yeah. The intentional walk may be more just to try and get in the head of Avon a little bit. Because the Cannons know all too well about what Tom can do at the plate. Former Cannons player himself.
That's right. The Breakers not going to be able to pursue a strategy wherein Fletcher carries the team. The Cannons are going to force them to play through their roster.
It's not something the Breakers need to do either. I mean, you know, he can slug in, he can definitely hit the ball far, but they have many great hitters in this team. That's
right. Yep. When they all get out here, they've got quite a bit of depth.
Yeah.
Xinyan Lai, the 6 hitter, now in. Lai will be behind the plate catching next half inning. Rowe throws fastball in the dirt, and catcher Searle does a good job bounding to his right to block it. Breaking ball misses high. The middle infield not worrying about Fletcher on second base, although Rowe has taken his looks over at him.
Yeah, with 2 outs so far, it's concentrating on this batter, I believe.
Yeah. Just part of his flow. Take a look back there. Fletcher goes. Xinyan shows bunt, pulls back, and the ball is into left field. Play at the plate. He's not in time. Fletcher is safe. Searle leaps and blocks the ball. But Fletcher able to score on an overthrown third base throw on an attempted stolen third base by Fletcher. So we are now in 2-out rally territory. That, of course, a fortuitous turn of events for the Breakers. Knox moves to second. Lai drives a ground ball up the middle, which Rosario makes the play on. And the Cannons get out of it. The Breakers score 2 in the first half inning. They get things underway well. We are back to the bottom of the first inning in the final of the Caledonia Classic 2024 edition.
Well, we're waiting, Evan. We've not even introduced ourselves to people watching.
No, we haven't. They're probably wondering who these voices are. I am Evan Oliner. Not sure what to tell you about myself, other than the fact that I played on the Diamond Devils. And since then, I've discovered my love of telling you about the game.
You did a good job of it, too.
Oh, thanks very much.
And I'm Paul Convoy. I'm the current president of Baseball Scotland. And a Scottish voice on the broadcast for once.
That's right. It is Baseball Scotland, after all. Ivan Hernandez in the leadoff position for the Cannons. Fletcher's first offering is low. Ball 1.
Not far off.
Number 2 is a fastball over the plate, a bit inside, taken for strike 1.
Hey, let's go. We got.
Fastball high, 2-1.
Hey, let's work hard now.
Ivan is a very patient batter up here.
Third is a breaking ball. I believe a curveball misses outside. Home plate umpire Haywood doesn't bite.
It's a 3-1 count.
Oh,
Got the top of the zone there.
fastball in and slightly high is called a strike by umpire Haywood. Hernandez already about a quarter of the way down the baseline, thinking he'd made the base on balls. Comes back for the full count, and here's the payoff pitch. And it is swung on missed for the first out. So the game starts off with a good at bat, a nice battle. Fletcher retires Hernandez, bringing up Fede Gambedotti, the two-hitter, and the likely relief pitcher. Fede, one of those all-around players.
Yeah, arguably one of the best players we've had in Scotland. Such a superb player.
I would argue that. Fletcher drops a curveball over the plate, broke at the last minute. Great pitch. Fede takes it for strike one. Gambedotti briefly shows bunt and pulls back. Takes the pitch. Avon offers one of his Avon Fletcher fastballs. And Fede sees it and swings and is unable to make contact.
And in the semi-final, Fletcher had 15 strikeouts against Galaxy in that game through in Glasgow, which was a phenomenal game.
The Glasgow Galaxy, the number 2 seed coming into this tournament. Fletcher retires Gambedotti, 2 outs. Great stuff from Fletcher today.
Yeah, two down the strikeouts. He's looking good up there, looking comfortable.
So the Galaxy number 2 seed going into this tournament were taken out by the Breakers last week. I would remind you that my Devils beat the Breakers and the Breakers beat the Galaxy, so by the transitive property, we are the number 2 seed. And considering that the Breakers beat the Cannons last year, well, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
Just let me have it, Paul. Rosario, the 3-hitter.
Yeah, we're now getting to the meat of this Cannons lineup, the power rally.
That's right. Nasty breaking ball. Rosario swings and is nowhere near. 0-2. Fletcher in control. Ground ball just foul of the third base line. Miggy stays in control, but he needs to protect in this situation.
Yeah, 2-strike count. Definitely in Fletcher's favour here.
As perilous as this part of the order is for the Breakers do seem to have kind of the mental advantage here. The next pitch is inside and taken for a ball. Easy take.
Just changing his eye line there, I think.
Yep, had one to waste. Really has one more to waste here. And a weak ground ball hit to the shortstop, but Rosario will beat it out.
Just a slight bobble to D'Angelo. I mean, she kept control of it. It wasn't an error, I would say. It was tough ball to field in these uneven Scottish infields.
Yeah, that's surely a hit fair and square. I mean, he was a bit ahead of the breaking ball, and so he hit the ball off the the end of the bat, which gave it an interesting side spin, well in front of the shortstop. And with Rosario's speed, that is reliably an infield hit. That's Marina De Angelis at shortstop.
Canadian born, but a GB international women's team player.
This is great, Paul. You got all the lore. I think this is a dream team. Power hitter Connor Smith in, and Fletcher deals. Rosario goes. Smith takes for strike one. Rosario steals standing.
Nope. Tried his best to trip over second base.
That's right. Well, Rosario plays, like I like to say, Sandlot-style baseball. He's having a lot of fun out there.
Always.
So the Breakers, for a moment there, hoping they were going to get out of this inning without having to face Connor Smith, but in the end, they do, and now he's on with a runner in scoring position. Smith putting up titanic numbers this year for the Cannons. A lot of action in the middle infielder there. Rosario with a medium to healthy lead, and the middle infield messing around with him quite a bit. And someone called time. I couldn't tell who, but presumably it was Connor Smith.
Yeah, I would think so.
Connor was going to say hitting .526 this year with 5 home runs. Takes fastball up and in, and the catcher just bobbles it and is not able to throw the stealing Rosario out at third base. So Rosario gets himself on board with an infield hit, steals second, and steals third. That's how small ball looks. That is scrappy baseball. Now, of course, with 2 outs, a sacrifice is not in the offing. So Smith needing to get a base hit here. At the very least, that is.
Yeah. Smith's first at bat in the game last week was a home run.
That's right. That was fun to watch. Off of Zapata's very slow changeup.
Not going to get that off even here.
Pitch into dirt. Lai does well to block it, preventing the run. A lot of great catchers on the field today. 2 great catchers for the Cannons. At least 1 for the Breakers.
Regulars, Breakers, catchers out in right field due to injury. I believe he might move to DH later in the game with a 10 batter rule.
Well, the Cannons obviously refused to give Fletcher a chance. And to some degree, the Breakers are now returning the favor to Smith. Not intentionally walking him, of course, but pitching around him, perhaps.
You don't want to throw him a go.
No, you don't.
Because that happens.
Smith drives it into the outfield, and
It's still in the field. It's just over the right fielder's head for a double.
So Smith drives a low fly ball or high line drive, somewhere between the two, just over the right fielder's head. I thought it might bounce over the fence for a second, but it didn't, and he takes a double, scoring Rosario. So the Cannons answer with at least 1, and the tying run is on second in the form of Connor Smith. An excellent at bat for Connor Smith, waiting for his pitch and then taking it where he wanted to go with it.
And there's another great hitter here in Juan Carlos Martez as well.
Martez now to the plate. He's got a couple of home runs on the season.
He does, yeah.
And an even higher batting average than Smith. Also up there in the stratosphere. Lai blocks another ground ball, pitch in the dirt. Connor Smith, not usually someone to show a great deal of emotion, but he looked pretty excited when he got down to second base there. Both teams really want this, needless to say.
Breakers looking to retain, and Cannon's looking to win it for the first time.
That's right. There is, of course, I mean, there's going to be plenty of nerves, plenty of emotion in any final, but there's the extra layer of the fact that this is a rematch of last season.
Yeah, last season the Cannons went undefeated all the way to the final, and it was the Breakers that gave them that first loss.
Right.
In the game that mattered.
Umpire Haywood decides that Martez did not break his hands, did not swing there. Takes the high pitch for a ball. Next pitch is a quick breaking sinker, slider, something in there.
It's on the outside part of the zone. For a first strike, it's not one you want to be taking a swing at.
Suppose not.
Not if you're as confident a hitter as Juan Carlos is.
Right. Martez swings and hits a ground ball to the shortstop, played ably by Angeles, but her throw is in the dirt. And the ball cannot be picked up by the first baseman. That's Tom Knox. So Martez gets himself down to first base. Now you have runners in the corners. The leading run, the go-ahead run on first base, and now pitcher Peter Rowe in.
Who himself is no slouch at the plate either. I mean, this Cannons lineup is strong.
Yep. There's peril throughout. And Rowe had himself a good game last week as well.
Did indeed.
Martez goes, and so does Rowe on the swing, that is, 0-1. The Breakers don't attempt to throw him out. They try a quasi-trick play. Shunyan Lai throws the ball right back to the pitcher, but kind of dramatically, theatrically, as though he were going down to second base. Fastball is outside and taken by Rowe.
This pitcher-catcher combo for the Breakers is a very intelligent pairing. Two great baseball minds out there as well as players.
Yeah, both been around the game for a very long time, right?
Yeah. Even Fletcher, former minor league player in the States, professional in Australia. Shin crafted his skills in Taiwan.
So a couple of Easterners meet in Scotland, forming a dynamic duo here. Rowe swings and it's a foul ball.
Right into the marsh.
Into the marsh.
We shouldn't call it a marsh, we should really use its proper name, which is the former Victorian water feature, which has now turned into a marsh.
Times have changed. Two runners in scoring position now. Rowe just fends off a breaking ball, hits a foul ball against the net. A bit of an extended backstop net down the right field line, keeping that Cannons dugout safe.
I think it's more the Cannon spectators who are gathered behind with women and children there.
Yeah, the Cannons have attracted quite a train of supporters today. I'm impressed, but the same goes for the Breakers, who came from a bit further afield. Payoff pitch to Rowe is swung at.
Straight back to the pitcher.
Yeah. Comeback bouncer to Fletcher is played.
Solid recovery from Tayport there.
Yep, the Breakers get out of it, despite the danger, only allowing one run. And that's how this first inning ends.
We are back here. Marina De Angelis at bat for Tayport. Swinging at that first pitch for a strike.
De Angelis, former baseball player in Canada, and the shortstop today. Rowe delivers. Comebacker played by Rowe. He jogs over to first base, flips it to first baseman Steve Silverberg. Out one is made.
That's Ross Marnie up next for Tayport. Nicknamed Bash.
Bash.
Bash, yeah.
What he's trying to do with the ball right now. Rowe gets ahead.
Big foul ball.
Rowe induces another foul ball. That is strike two. So Marnie in the hole here. Rowe has a couple to waste.
Yeah, Cannons were looking to make this a quick inning. It's a good one to throw.
Yep. Well, he had one to waste, and waste one he did. Trying to see if Marnie would chase that, but no dice. Marnie drives one into right field, played ably by Fede Gambadotti for the second out. Fede ranging slightly to his left. That play well within his abilities.
David Farr up the bat now.
David Farr now being moved to the DH spot out of right field.
Yeah, which is technically not a DH here in Scotland, it's an extra batter. As we bat 10 in the lineup just to get more people playing. And there's a ground ball and bobbled. Still in time though.
Rosario bobbles it for quite a while, but Farr unable to get down the line in time, and the third out is made. And now we proceed to the bottom of the second inning. The Cannons coming up, down by 1 run. We are back by the second inning. The Breakers finishing up their warm-up, and Kit Searle, the catcher, in, hitting left-handed today. Kit is a switch hitter.
Here we go, Kit!
Hitting lefty today against the right-handed Fletcher, who winds up, deals. And Kit shows bunt. And according to home plate umpire Haywood, he pulls back for ball 1. Haywood appeals to the first base umpire to find out whether Kit indeed went. That's Jorge Luis, who says that no, he didn't. So ball 1. Second pitch is fouled high behind the backstop.
Big foul ball behind us there. Into the crowd, I must say. And quite a crowd we have. It's hard to count we've got that many people watching the game today. Definitely beat the White Sox.
Moving up in the world, Scottish baseball.
It's Definitely, so it's over 40. That's the last count.
Fans watching online will see all the stone structures in the background there. We have no idea how many people are watching from there. Could be hundreds. Let's call it hundreds.
Let's call it hundreds, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go, let's go.
Searle takes a ball in the ground.
Here we go, Kit! There you go, Kit.
Oh, good one.
Hey, let's go, Kit.
That's spicy. Yeah, I don't always find it. We often have just the other ones. That one tends to.
Next pitch is high. Searle hanging in there, and Fletcher having a bit of trouble finding the zone. I can't imagine he's trying to pitch around this part of the lineup. Formidable a hitter as Kit may be. And that's ball 4, another fastball high. Puts the leadoff hitter on first base. Bringing up Steve Silverberg, the first baseman.
Another lefty coming up here.
Lefty Steve Silverberg trying to make something of this. Cannon's putting a runner on with no outs. And a thin one-run margin to make up. Kit goes. Lai throws down, and the throw is right and well short of second base. Kit slides nonetheless, gets himself to second base, scoring position.
Gets those white trousers dirty. There you go.
That's what they're for.
Now you've played baseball.
Nice big mud streak on that right leg.
Hey, short's behind you! Short's behind you!
Shortstop, Mariano DeAngelis, playing with second base as Silverberg fouls one well behind the backstop.
Hey, great cut, 11. Great cut. Hey, that's the kick now.
Searle now in scoring position for Silverberg to try and drive in. It's Garrett Stell that's on deck.
Fletcher kicks and spins and looks Searle back to second base. Trying to keep him off of third base because that brings the sacrifice opportunity into play. Searle taking a healthy lead. And with his secondary, gets roughly a quarter of the way down the baseline, so he's looking to be aggressive here. Now, of course, with no outs, he need not take too big of a risk.
That is one of Kit Searle's many strengths in this game, is his base running.
Right. He's a high IQ player.
Absolutely.
Fletcher deals. Silverberg fights it off and stays alive.
He's fouled that many balls off, have not came back.
That's right.
We are not the majors, we can't afford to let the crowd keep the ball.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. And home plate umpire staying in there, doing his best to deal with the balls we do have. The next pitch is driven into left field and caught.
Caught. Be tough at second.
And
doubles him up.
Searle is doubled up, back door. That line drive hit low into left field, and Searle was sure that it was going to drop and he was going to score. It ended up resulting in a double play for the Breakers, and Searle is not happy with himself.
Tough break for the Cannons, but great play by the Breakers here.
Yeah, not too easy to judge that, of course.
No.
Especially with no outs. The kind of heuristic to apply there is if the ball is hit on the line, you freeze. Presumably he did that for a little bit, and then maybe he decided to go ahead with it. But the Breakers able to backdoor him and get the double play relatively easily, bringing up Stell, rather. And Stell was on deck, hoping he was going to come in with some runners on base.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now instead, he's just trying to make something out of nothing.
So just try to get a 2-out rally going here.
Now it should be said that Silverberg drove that ball really hard. Great swing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you hit it right to where they are.
And there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, that's right. It's just baseball. There's all kinds of elements of randomness. There's the randomness of where you hit it. There's the randomness of weather. There's the randomness of fallible human umpires. Some more than others. Stell takes a strike. That ball looked nice and juicy, but he didn't want it. There's the element of how the ball bounces off the grass. Oh, Haywood makes the call. Fastball down and away. Stell seems to disagree, but perhaps understand. And that gets us through to the second inning and into the top of the third. Both teams unable to score. The Cannons unable to equalize. A lot of baseball left to play. We are back, and a misty dreich has descended on the field today.
That's exactly the word, dreich.
That's right.
Yeah.
Scott, I've been working on that, Paul. Thanks. So a properly Scottish baseball climate.
Here in Edinburgh Har.
And this would be, would this be Lasky coming up to the plate?
I believe it is, yeah.
right,
He's
so
moved
Lasky.
into right field. Yes, we are back. Lost audio there for a second, do apologise. As that's the second out off the inning.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that, folks. I guess you've been able to see the video.
Yeah.
Although you haven't necessarily benefited from our insight alongside the video. Not much to say. 2 ground balls. Gets us to 2 outs. 2024. The problem is still that the batteries are running out. At least we know how to fix that.
That's one thing we can fix.
Yeah.
The live stream, that's a whole different,
No, that's
a whole different kettle of
It's a
fish.
different technological era.
Sadly, I think we are still just recording and not streaming, but it means Ruben can edit out anything I say that's not not suitable for our broadcast.
Yeah. It might happen later. We're out deals.
It's another big hit from Ethan.
Ethan Johnson hits that.
That's foul.
Just foul. Oh, he really put a good bat
That
on
one had the distance though.
Yeah, no, he absolutely barreled that. You could hear that from a mile
Yeah.
away. That carried to the left, and he wants that back.
Oh.
That might be the longest turn on I've actually had
And you see the smile on his face as well. He's cheesing.
Wow. I was going to say, so hopefully if you're watching this, You don't know the result yet. It hasn't been spoiled for you. And suspense can be maintained.
Because this is set up to be a cracking baseball game.
That's how I watch my San Francisco Giants every day. Watch the highlights not knowing the outcome.
That's for the best.
Yeah, a little piece of suspense. Start my day while I'm having my breakfast. Rowe tries to get him to chase an outside pitch, and he doesn't. Johnson really drove that foul ball. Some distance.
Yeah.
Ooh, the next pitch is taken. That was above the ankles, but below the knees.
Broke in the zone, fell out of it. It was a beautiful pitch.
Yeah. That makes a full count. Ball 4 is taken.
So the young man's got to de-armour himself.
That's right.
And then put his oven mitt on. That's
yeah, Johnson has all the gear, all the swag that you need to look like a serious baseball player, which, as we know, is half the battle. Gardner now coming in, the third baseman. And the Breakers trying to make something of this inning. Johnson takes his primary and dives back under the mitt of Steven Silverberg. And Johnson's lead even greater this time, and he goes and gets a great jump. And he dives and takes second. He needn't even have done that. Excellent jump there. Rose wind up.
I think Cyril struggled to get a grip of the ball as it came out of his glove there.
Yeah, that could have been, but I'm sure even on Cyril's best throw, that's going to be a close play at best. Rose wind up on the slower side.
Yeah, I mean, the level of baseball we have here, it's three things have to go right to get those caught stealing moments.
That's right. Gardner steps in. Excellent pitch, moving outside in, that Gardner takes for a strike. That's 2 strikes.
And with 2 outs, the Cans will be looking to get Gardner out to avoid Fletcher coming up to the plate.
You think they'll pitch to him this time?
That's someone watching the game, I hope so.
It is, you know. As an impartial fan, I would like to see him hit.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice pickoff move by Rowe, but the ball is in the dirt and Martez doesn't play it. Yeah, Johnson would have been safe anyway. But
yeah.
Here we go, Pete!
So we got a close game, this Caledonia Classic final. Gardner hoping to build some cushion here. Rowe deals, and the pitch is high. The pickoff move to second. Johnson caught in the middle, now in a pickle. Hernandez looks him down, and the throw to Martez, and they tag him out. So Johnson attempted to steal. Actually, rather, Johnson took a nice big secondary lead, and Cyril tried to backdoor him at second base. Yeah. Johnson slipped a little bit and was unable to attain second base, so he tried to make something of it and ran towards third base, caught in a pickle, and quickly the Cannons retire him for the third out. A base running error ends the inning, so Gardner will come back up at the top of the 4th. Now it's the bottom of the 2nd in the Caledonia Classic final. on this nice Dreek day. Welcome back. We're in the bottom of the third. And Rory Dunn, the captain and coach of the Edinburgh Cannons, is in as the 10th spot in the lineup, the extra hitter. Teams allowed 9 position players, well, 8 position players, a pitcher, and an extra hitter. And Fletcher deals. First ball is a fastball in there, called strike 1. Second pitch is a breaking ball inside, just in on the hands of Rory, who doesn't bite, and now the count is 1-1, even. And the third pitch is another taken strike. Over the plate, bit outside, but very hittable. And strike 3 swinging. Fastball high. Swung at and missed by Dunn. Now we're back to the top of the order. Ivan Hernandez coming in. Catcher Shunyan Lai ordering his troops around. Bringing the third baseman in a little bit. You wonder if the breakers are thinking about a bunt or otherwise just adjusting to the grass here, which has a tendency to massively reduce the speed of ground balls. If they're rolling at all, they die quickly. If they're bouncing, not so much.
So let's be back. What did I miss? I was away grabbing a drink off insert name of sponsor here. Great opportunity.
Hernandez drives a foul ball behind the backstop. Hopefully it will make its way back to our umpire.
Yeah, the crowd behind us here is ever increasing.
Maybe we could get some sponsors here pretty soon.
Absolutely good.
Maybe just tell them what you're drinking and maybe they'll decide to sponsor us later. You can pay us in arrears.
It's a can of Monster.
There you go. Monster, if you're listening.
Hint.
And Hernandez with the second strikeout of the day. Fanned by Fletcher, high fastball. That is a deadly pitch today. A high fastball is really tough to hit. It's hard enough to hit a fastball as fast as his. But when it's up and in, you need to get your hands around quickly. It's no surprise that so many balls are being hit up and behind the backstop today. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do with a pitch like that. When I faced Fletcher, I think I hit my fair share of those in 1 or 2 at-bats. And Fletcher tries something. Not sure what pitch that was, but it was more or less over Fede Gambadotti's head, taken for ball 1. Second is cut, swung on and missed by Fede.
Yeah, he's just asking the umpire if that was a strike or not.
Third pitch also cut at and missed, and that's what I'm talking about, that high fastball. So hard to do something with, and so it's no wonder that Fede is inquiring as to what that would be called as had he not swung.
That's it.
Fede now in a hole, 2 strikes. Fouled off. Fede stays alive.
Hey, nothing high.
Dale un foul al de Miguel. A ver si batea. Mira el pitcher, mira el pitcher. No, mira el pitcher.
Here you go, Fede. Great at bat. Great at bat.
Here you go, Fede. Mira el pitcher. No. Come on.
Another pitch high.
That was a good take.
Hey, let's win this now. Let's win this now, Fede.
Fede staying in there. Fletcher trying to mix him up, staying in control.
It's a 2-2 count here.
These are 2 great baseball players. It's a great at-bat to watch. Fletcher deals. Taken for strike 3. Gambadotti not too happy with it. But it is what it is. Strike zone's a little bit enlarged in this league, trying to just make the game work. Fede takes strike 3. Cannon still chasing 2, and we proceed to the bottom of the 4th in the Caledonia Classic final. Okay, so you will recall that the Breakers were retired last inning on a base running error by Johnson. At the time, third baseman Paul Gardner was up. Well, now he gets to come back up again with a fresh count. And he takes the first pitch into right field. Fede attempting to throw him out at first base, and he does.
And he got him. Wow. Not a play you see very often, but
Now that is a rare one. He drove it too hard for his own good into right field, and Fede throws the ball on a line on 1 bounce to first baseman Steve Silverberg, who plays it well, and they get him.
I will say, if Federico Gambadotti is one of these players that will study spray charts if they're available for players, and some teams in the league keep all their data on iScore, and that's where he finds it. And he was playing, you can see now where he's shifted now for Avon compared to where he was for Paul Gardner.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So he knew if it was going to come to him, it was going to be on the ground, and yeah, that's a heads-up play by Gambadotti there. That's all on him.
That's a great observation how much he's shifted now. That definitely shows you that he is scouting these different players. So, moment of truth, it looks like they are going to pitch to Fletcher, but avoid giving him anything too juicy.
Yeah. With the bases empty, you're not going to walk a guy and put a guy on base.
Yeah, I suppose that's right. And Fletcher drives a perfect line drive up the middle, right to center fielder Connor Smith.
A little shimmy to the right, a little squat, and boom, right into his glove.
Yep, that's right. God, that really sounded good.
Yeah,
so
and he hits it hard, you know.
the Breakers are hitting really great this inning, but there's 2 outs.
Yep. 2 hard hit balls
Yep.
to the outfielders.
And that's the 3rd time this game the line drive has been sprayed to an outfielder for an out. For the Breakers, that is. So the Cannons get through the 4 and 5 hitters, and now first baseman Tom Knox in there. And he drives a infield fly. Well, not technically an infield fly, but a fly ball in the infield, which Rosario puts away for the 3rd out. Well, that was a quick inning, which takes us to the bottom of the 4th. The Cannons coming up, chasing 1. We are back. The 3-hitter, Miguel Miggy Rosario, Del Rosario, in. Fletcher still on the mound. We've got what is, at least in Scottish baseball terms, a bit of a pitching duel today. First pitch is half swung at by Rosario. in the dirt.
Bit of an ugly swing from Miguel Del Rosario. He's not known for doing that.
Second pitch is driven up the middle hard for a base hit. Miggy makes great contact and puts himself on base. So that landed about in line with second base and then rolled to a stop really quickly. I thought for a little bit that the second baseman, Ross Marnie, was going to play the ball, but no, it did roll to the center fielder, but underscores just how quickly balls die here.
Yeah. Yeah, with the weather we've had all week here in Edinburgh, it's been damp, and for the last 3 days we've had this sort of mist that's just hung around and it's not letting anything dry out.
Yeah, that's right. It's
and with the grass being a little bit longer as well, you know, with not being cut as fresh as we like it, it's just slowing balls up on the ground.
Connor Smith, the formidable Connor Smith in. Fletcher deals. Ball is outside. The breakers saw the steal coming and threw the ball intentionally outside so that catcher Shinyan Lai could attempt to throw him out, but Rosario too fast even for that.
There's a reason he leads the team in stolen bases.
24 stolen bases on the year for Rosario.
I do like seeing this matchup here with Fletcher pitching to Smith, because when I took the Scotland Werewolf team down to Farnham Park, I had these two back to back in the batting order, and they played side by side in the outfield. They built up quite a relationship.
Is that right?
Yeah, so these two appreciate the hell out of each other.
So did you have Smith third and Fletcher fourth?
No, I had Fletcher 4 and Smith 5.
Okay.
Yeah. When you get all the best players in the league together, you can make quite a lineup.
I shudder to think what Smith could do to a Fletcher fastball right now. And that's a fastball inside, on which Rosario takes third base.
Slid underneath the tag there.
So, Rosario, the base stealer extraordinaire, on no outs, gets himself around the bases.
Had a sack fly will do it.
The Breakers have a tall order getting out of this inning scoreless.
Especially the batters that are coming up in the lineup. The next two are power hitters, and they just need a little bit.
Yep. Strike called. Smith nods, he understands. Now he's got to protect. 2 strikes.
Smith wouldn't have wanted the low one.
Swung at and missed, strike 3.
Oh, nod and appreciation from that.
Smith
for that pitch there, yeah.
That's right. He's liable to do that. You know, he'll drive the ball a lot, but
absolutely.
See him strike out his fair share too. So in that situation, contact is really what you need.
Yeah. Which is what the guy coming up brings. He can hit home runs, but the majority of his hits are balls in play, you know.
The 5-hitter Juan Carlos Martez hitting .563 this year, the highest on the Cannons. He swings and hits a bouncing ball foul down the third baseline.
A good ball in play could tie the game up here.
Yep.
Rosario, cuando piche, baja el pie, abre más.
Swap it out for a dry ball there. The ground just not dry. Well, no, it didn't rain, but the ground is just not drying because of this mist, this hard they call in Edinburgh.
Another pitch, quite hittable looking. And Martez is early on. Of course, when you're facing Fletcher, you need to be sitting fastball. But off-speed pitch over the plate, you're liable to swing early on and be made to look a little bit silly.
You only got to beat him to the bag.
Fletcher deals. Excellent block. Excellent block by Lai. That bounced well short of the plate. One of the hardest plays for a catcher to make, and he saves a run.
Hey, bro, call JC. Come on, King. Let's go, RBI guy. RBI guy. Let's go now. Let's go. Come on.
Another pitch high to Martez. Fletcher just giving a breaking ball after breaking ball, challenging him to do something with it.
Yeah, he knows this guy's a fastball hitter.
Hey, good side, JC. Let's go, big guy. Let's go, big man. Be ready, Biggie. Be ready.
Ball gets by Shinyen. And I suppose a pass ball, a wild pitch with a runner on third is certainly not an automatic run here. The backstop running quite close to the plate.
Not with the size of the backstop, and it seems to be a little bit closer than normal today.
Right. That's another source of randomness, isn't it?
Yeah. We don't need set distances for these things.
Now, of course, balls are liable to bounce, to roll under the net at times.
Yeah, but the way they've got the net set here, it's very difficult to roll under. But
Martez takes ball 4. Runners in the corners, bringing up Rowe. Rowe, the kind of hitter you want in this situation.
Absolutely.
Because he doesn't strike out very often.
No. Knows his zone. Let's go back to what you were saying there about the, a pass ball or a wild pitch not being a run, guaranteed run here in Edinburgh. It's very true because the backstop's got a bit of bounce to it as well. So if it bounces straight into that net, it could come right back to the catcher.
Right, just get fed right back to him.
Yeah.
Rowe, Martez steals. The ball is at Lai's feet.
No, it's his feet. Oh. They hit the umpire's arm.
I think the umpire took the ball to the arm there.
Okay, I missed that. So umpire Haywood. Haywood.
Yeah.
Walking off the impact of that ball, apparently pointing to his left thumb. But he seems okay. Cannons coach Rory Dunn politely offering him some ice in between innings if he needs it.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there with even pitching as well, and
is that right?
Yeah, if it catches you, just unaware, it's that one unprotected bit you have. It's just parts of your wrist and your thumb.
Right.
Because you can't get it all the way behind your leg. You're not meant to.
Does that make it harder to call balls and strikes after if you're a little bit shocked by it?
No, I wouldn't think so.
No.
Thomas is a professional.
Whoa, swings and misses. maybe just tips it.
Yeah,
to Shinyan
might have been a
lines.
little foul ball there, but
Anyway, it's strike one.
either way, still a strike. Yeah.
With that stolen base by Martez, the double play is now out of the picture. 2 runners in scoring position for Rowe. And the pitch comes to him and he swings and misses. Strike 2.
Avon Fletcher is dealing up there.
That he is, and he's
He's
smelling
phenomenal.
He's smelling blood here because strikeout would be hugely consequential.
A strikeout here would be really big for the Breakers because a solid contact here could give the Cannons a lead, let alone tie it. So this is a big at bat.
That's exactly right. Oh, that ball is called a ball. That pitch is called a ball, high and away. Similar pitches have been called strikes today, but for the most part, I would say that the plate umpire Haywood has been remarkably consistent.
Yeah, that's one of his key points. Is very consistent.
Next pitch is high. Excellent take by Rowe, and you know, it could be that after those high pitches were called strikes last inning, and Haywood received a little bit of feedback, shall we say, from the Cannons, maybe he's slightly adjusting the zone downward.
I wouldn't think so. Thomas will be calling his zone, and that's his zone.
Right.
And as he should. They shouldn't be influenced by anything else, but my goodness.
He does it. A nasty curveball swung at and missed by Rowe. That was exactly what Fletcher needed. This is a master class in critical situation pitching.
Now you're bringing up Kit Cyril with 2 outs.
We're seeing a lot of breaking balls from him now because the beauty of those is you can throw them outside of the zone, try to get the Cannons to chase, and then you're not really running the risk of them driving the ball. The first pitch is called a strike, and Cyril shows his discontent with that decision. He's still got that muddy trouser leg from that slide into second base last inning. Second pitch is
Straight up behind us.
Yep. So now Kit in a hole, and Fletcher on the cusp of getting out alive.
Here you go, 7. We say 7. There you go, kid. Come on, guys. No one on you, JC. Nothing close, let's try, okay? Let's go.
Cyril calls time, steps out.
Here you go, kid. Here you go, 7. 2 down, guys. On contact.
Cyril attempts to call time. He's not granted it by the umpire. A fastball outside, taken for a ball. So Cyril not granted the time he requested there.
Fletcher's now in Cyril's head a little bit.
Yeah, that he is. Next pitch.
Another foul back.
Yep. Right on the hands. Hits it off the narrow part of the bat.
Yeah, it's a good fight back there.
Let's go, kid! Here goes 7. Anything close, baby. Anything close. You gotta touch it.
The tension here is quite big.
Yeah. Strike 3 call.
Yep. That was right there.
That call, very fair.
Yeah, that was a strike.
Yep. So Fletcher with a heroic save of that inning,
Absolutely.
despite Rosario attaining third base on no outs and the meat of the Cannons lineup. Man, if they can't score there. But we got a great game today. The breaker's now coming up in the top of the 5th, and we'll be right back. Well, this game just slogging along. 2-1, low scoring. Both teams trying to get, that inning to end all innings and blow the game open, and it's not happening. Now
No scores since the first inning. We're now at the top of the 5th.
Since the first inning, no scores. And that's not for lack of chances. We've had runners in scoring positions. We've had balls driven hard, especially by the breakers.
Yeah.
But nothing to show for it right now. Breaking ball gets away from Rowe. Ball
That's
one.
one thing we've seen in the last few games, especially for the Cannons, is they are a bit slow to start the second half of the season, especially the last few games. And it's in the final couple of innings that they do liven up. I don't know if that's them, their batters livening up, or if it's the pitcher slowing down a bit, but one thing I know is even Fletcher won't be tiring here.
Yeah, that's certainly seems an apt description of what happened in the last regular season game against the Comets.
Yeah.
Rowe, nice off-speed pitch. Lie doesn't bite, and it's taken for a strike on the outside of the plate, outside of the zone. 2-1. And just off the elbow guard of Lie, hit batsman, and Lie will take his base. So a runner put on with no outs. So his investment in that gear pays off before our eyes. Not a fun place to be hit.
Not at all.
I think it was a little bit up his tricep, so not perhaps as painful as if it's right on the elbow, the funny bone. Mariana DeAngelis showing bunt. Doesn't do it. Pass ball. Lie takes second. Now this remains a bunt situation, and you see the third baseman Ivan Hernandez is now playing in. If she does lay it down, you need to get at least one out. And the pitch is a curveball that lands in the middle of the zone, having traveled above it. For a strike. Lie with a modest lead. And she drives a foul ball down the first baseline. Strike two.
One more, sit down.
Ball two taken inside, up near the head of DeAngelis. Miggy Rosario keeping his eyes on the second base runner, Shinyan Lei. But with no outs, he need not be too aggressive. Rowe from the stretch deals. Swung it and missed. Strike three. That's one out.
It's one out. Ross Marnie up.
Here's Marnie, the second baseman.
Outfield, fly ball 3, ground ball home.
First pitch taken for a strike.
It's a nice pitch at the top of the zone now.
Second has swung it and missed. So Marnie quickly in a hole. Rowe gets ahead of him. And with the way that Rowe's looking, you wonder if we're going to even see Fede today. Marnie stays alive. Ball outside of the zone that he swings and fights off. Count remains 0-2. 1-2 rather.
Is the first one not called a strike? I'm sure it was.
No, I'm seeing 1 and 2 for.
Yeah, they definitely put up 1 and 2. Yep. There's definitely 2 strikes on the batter. So.
That's one thing we know for certain.
Yeah.
Payoff pitches up and in. Ball 2. One out and a man in scoring position. A good opportunity to get a run of cushion for the Breakers. Rowe deals. He throws a breaking ball outside of the plate that gets past catcher Searle. He throws down to third base, but not in time. And now with 1 out, the Breakers have a man on third, making this a sacrifice situation.
Outfield, fly ball home, 1 out, yeah? Infield, check that runner, flat 1.
And that's a full count as well. As you would say, something's going to happen.
Marnie
It's a walk.
takes ball 4. Searle with the backhand block behind the plate, preventing the run. Runners in the corners now with 1 out. And Dunn.
Manager Rudy Dunn is coming out.
That's right.
Could this be it for Rowe? At the very least, I'll be asking him how he feels.
I don't imagine he takes him out here,
I
judging by
wouldn't think so.
the body language of the 2 potential pitchers in the outfield. I don't seem to be expecting an assignment right now.
No, 2 of them are just sort of wandering out there. They're only 2 that's not part of this circle. Oh, Connor Smith's not there either.
Presumably one dimension of the decision here is whether they try to prevent the run or go for double play.
Yeah.
Double play is hard to come by on this grass.
Yeah.
You know, you see them on comebacking ground balls to the pitcher, but to the middle of the infield.
Yeah, it is a rare thing in our league, and simply because of the surface. If there's a team that can do it, though, it would be the Cannons.
David Farr shows bunt and pulls back. The third baseman, Ivan Hernandez, does not appear to be playing in. So they're not preventing that run. If the ball's hit hard to the corner of the infield, you might expect to play at the plate. Next pitch is taken, and taken well.
It's a good take, yeah.
Yeah. So the Cannons giving the Breakers an opportunity here to score 1 run. Ball's hit into foul territory. First baseman Steve Silverberg unable to get there.
Just into the gap where no one was.
Rowe sets and deals. The ball's hit on the ground down the third baseline and played by Hernandez in foul territory.
Yeah. Well played by Hernandez, letting that one go foul. Despite all the runners returning back to their bases.
David Farr swings and misses. Ball's thrown down to second base. Short of the stealing Marnie. So Farr's fan. And now, Lasky, the right fielder, in.
Lasky comes up. A late addition to the Breakers roster.
When did he join?
He joined the club back in July in time for the post-season deadline, but this is his first game for the club.
Is the first season deadline the end of July?
The beginning of July. And if you register with your team after the beginning of July, you must play 2 games, 2 full games, 14 innings.
Okay. Swung at and missed by Lasky.
2 on him, huh?
And the ball is driven into left field, and that is going to score at least one. Lasky gets it done. Line drive just to the left of and over the leaping third baseman Ivan Hernandez. Scores Shinyan Lai, moves Marnie to third, and gets Lasky on first base. So now you have runners in the corners with 2 outs and a 3-1 lead for the Breakers. Finally, some production.
And we are at the top of the order.
So both teams, the Breakers and the bottom of...
That looks it for Dunn.
Oh.
For Rowe. Yep.
Okay, so Rory Dunn, coach and captain of the Cannons, making the decision to substitute Gareth Stell.
Yeah, looks like Garrett Stell's coming in.
Garrett Stell for Peter Rowe. Stell running in to put on his running shoes, trainers, tennis shoes.
Pitching shoes, shall we call them?
Pitching shoes.
This artificial mound we've got here in Edinburgh.
Yep. So both teams, the Breakers in the bottom of the 4th and the Cannons in the top of the 5th, gave themselves opportunities to score multiple runners in scoring position. The difference, the Breakers were able to execute.
That's exactly it. I mean, the game is just 2 runs. You know, in Scottish baseball and British baseball as a whole, 2 runs doesn't mean much. You know, things can change on just like the wind. You know, it's not over yet.
No, it doesn't. Although it's a bit of a bigger deficit to bridge with Avon pitching. Although I will say that, man, the Diamond Devils did a lot of damage to Avon in 1/2 inning back in July. I'm sure everybody remembers. So if that can happen, well, I'm not sure if the Cannons can do it, but we can. Shall we take a break while he warms up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a break before you get yourself in any trouble there, Evan.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Garrett Stell now warming up, and we're going to see him pitch against the top of the Breakers order shortly. Welcome back. Garrett Stell, ready to pitch for the Cannons. And I have a treat for you. My Devils teammate, Sammy Tuan, in to give some color commentary to you all. Welcome, Sammy.
Great to be part of it. Let's go.
Happy to have you here. At the top of the Breakers order here, Dunn in. Takes a curveball low in the zone for strike one. Dunn, the left fielder. Sammy, what can you say about Garrett as a pitcher?
I think he got good stuff in terms of the speed and the fastball. And, I mean, facing the lefty, he got the curveball as well. So, especially the outside corner. Yeah. And obviously, as a lefty, you get to control the running game. Like the run in the first base is definitely ready to go at any time.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen him pick off base runners on first base.
I mean, they have to stop the bleeding. They're only down by 2. But if the Tayport keeps scoring, that'll be tough for them to come all the way back.
Yeah, try not to let this get out of hand. No, two outs. Shouldn't be too hard to do that. Swung at and
that was the curveball.
Yeah, that is that curveball. Now, is he the fastest pitcher on the Cannons?
I think Fetty's a little bit faster. I think. Yeah. But I mean, lefty come from that angle might be even harder to read.
For a lefty hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Dunn hits a weak ground ball to the shortstop Rosario, who plays it well and throws on the run.
That was
out
close.
That was a close, but that was a good call.
Yeah.
So they get it done. Great play by Rosario. Garrett comes into the game and does his job. Nonetheless, the Breakers able to score 1 and increase their lead to 2. And now we proceed to the bottom of the 5th inning. This game's getting interesting. See you soon. Okay, we're back. So the Breakers were finally able to extend their lead by just 1 run. And now the Cannons toward the bottom of their order with Steve Silverberg, the first baseman, coming up. And I am still here with my good friend and teammate, Sammy Tuan. Sammy, want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Oh, sorry. So I'm the catcher for the Devils, and next year I'll be the official coach. Finally, I've been dreaming about this position my whole life.
Right, that makes you my coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be fun to coach for you. That's for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I absolutely love your passion.
Thanks. I hope I'm coachable.
Yeah. Nah. You're the one. I'm like, that's the player I wanted.
Well, that's great to hear. I'll try to keep that up for you.
I'll appreciate that.
Now, do you think that Avon is getting to the point in his pitch count where his stuff might start to suffer here?
I mean, I can see the velocities dropping a little bit, and obviously the command that the ball is going up for the last couple innings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Now, he's obviously pitching a great and effective game.
That's for sure, yeah.
But just because a lot of these at-bats are drawn out, do you think they might have to take him out earlier than they would like to?
I think they'll probably try to ride him as long as possible.
Yeah.
He's probably the best pitcher
in the league.
Yeah, arguably, yeah.
Arguably. Except for when we were up in Tayport. Whew.
I mean, Steve's job right now is got to get on base to start the rally.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's just what he does. Takes his base on balls, bringing up Rory Dunn. So Fletcher trying to stay focused and keep his best stuff out there. And an important factor for the rest of this game is going to be his stamina.
I mean, at this point, the runner at first is not really that important. They're up by 2. So if I'm the pitcher and the catcher, I'll probably focus on getting the hitter out rather than being distracted by the runner.
Perhaps not, but you'd like to avoid having a runner in scoring position, wouldn't you?
Ah, and then
Silverberg goes. Lie throws. Ball's into center field. Backed up by the shortstop, Mariano DeAngelis.
good backup.
How hard is it to throw stealing runners out in this league, Sammy?
Not gonna lie, it's almost impossible for the catcher to throw any runner out.
Yep.
Yeah. The thing is that, I mean, if you look at MLB, the average runner get thrown out is about 20 to 25%, and the fact they're throwing 90 plus miles, 95 miles, that gives catchers so much more time to throw the ball.
Right.
Versus here, the pitcher doesn't necessarily throw that hard, and obviously delivery takes a longer time, and the catcher throw a little bit slower as well, while the runners almost have the same speed. So it's a tough job.
So what you're saying is a single is as good as a double.
Oh, almost a triple, I will say. If you get a good jump. Yeah.
Stealing third, of course, is a little bit harder because of the pivot and spin around pickoff move that pitchers can do. They can kick and then see you steal and then turn on you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a lot closer from the throw from home plate to third as well.
That, of course, as well is also true. So when you are stealing third, you need to steal out of your secondary lead after he's already going to the plate, and then run your behind off because shorter distance for the catcher.
There you go.
Garrett, the pitcher, swings and misses. Strike 1.
The inside fastball is absolutely deadly.
Yeah, and high in the zone. You know, I was telling Paul earlier, it's no wonder that so many balls are being fouled up and behind the backstop today. With Avon's fastball high in the zone, sometimes that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, totally agree. Tayport definitely came prepared. That all the game plan so far is being worked out.
Yeah, they're playing textbook baseball. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they've made any fielding errors even yet.
There'll be a couple in the first inning, but
okay,
that's probably the home field advantage. Yeah, like the ground like kills the ball, the rotation of the ball, and then the shortstop kind of just take her time. But I mean, that's part of the game. It's hard to play in.
Yeah. Now we've played in Tayport, and they have that grass infield, but a dirt baseline. They have maybe 5 to 10 feet of dirt all around the perimeter of the infield.
Yep. That definitely keep the ball spinning and rolling. Versus here, the ball's basically, if you hit the ground, it's basically dead right before you hitting the line.
That's right. Minuscule lead by Silverberg. Another fastball called high. That's been a strike all day.
Tough call. Thomas got a wide zone, so it's definitely much favored to the pitcher. And I'm pretty sure Shinyan's going to exploit that outside corner.
Rory swings and misses. Bit of a half swing. Strike 3.
It's tough as a hitter when you know something like the borderline is going to be called, borderline pitch is going to be called a strike, and you start overthinking and just chase it.
Yeah, when you know the borderline's going to be a strike, then you swing at anything close to the borderline, even if it's not a strike. A lot of fans out today. A couple of spectators out in right field now, it looks like. Yvonne swings and misses at the first pitch. Yvonne now, I believe, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. Fletcher really's got his number today.
Good sequence there. You know he's very aggressive, so first pitch high. trying not to make him make contact.
Right. Second breaking ball, probably on the outside part of the zone. Swung at and missed by Hernandez.
Yeah, you can see it, the cannons start getting a little bit impatient.
Yeah.
That's not really a good sign.
Shunyan and Avon have a really good kind of rapport and dynamic between them, don't they?
For sure, yeah.
He's a great catcher.
Yep.
Silverberg goes. Hernandez swings. Silverberg coming around third base. Hernandez had a line drive into right field. And a run is scored.
That's a big hit.
Yep.
Down by 2-0-2. Able to make contact and then drop the ball in the outfield.
Yep. That's a hit and run also.
Yep. Good sequence overall.
Yeah. Now, do you think that Steve would have scored even if it hadn't been a hit and run?
Ooh, that would be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't play the ball cleanly, so the play wasn't even close. But
Oh, okay.
if the right field pick up the ball very cleanly and throw the home,
Yeah.
that might be a close play.
So, the Cannons get something going here. Reduce the deficit by 1. And a solid hitter up in Gambadotti, who struck out looking in his last appearance. Hernandez goes. The pitch is outside. We're going to have a close play here. They got him.
Wow. What a tag.
And the fast leadoff hitter, Ivan Hernandez, attempts to steal and is unsuccessful. Fletcher and Shunyan saw that coming, threw the ball out, giving Shunyan the best opportunity possible to get him out. And he throws a dime low on one bounce to shortstop Mariana DeAngelis, who tags Ivan Hernandez out to end the inning. We move now to the top of the 6th. The Cannons running out of outs to close this deficit, and the breakers now coming up. Welcome back. We have 2 innings, maybe more, left in the season. Garrett Stell still in there pitching for the Cannons. A bit out of breath. I was just running over to the marshes to do something.
Mother Nature calls sometimes.
Off in the 6th inning. Garrett deals. Second pitch is down for strike 1. Sorry, for ball 2.
This kid can rake.
Ethan Johnson. Yeah, he's having a good game today. Third pitch is driven foul and hard on the right field line. He really barreled that. He really can.
He has that foul ball home run, if I remember correctly, back to the 3rd of the 4th, top of the 4th.
Yeah, he barreled a foul ball into left field, and it was nearly right of the foul pole. Ball 4 to Ethan Johnson. And another leadoff hitter put on base.
Wow, the stealing's definitely on. That's why you need a lefty here, because it's much more convenient to control the running game, I guess.
That's right. This is where that pays off, doesn't it?
Yep.
I have to think that Johnson is a base stealer.
Oh, for sure.
Third baseman Gardner now in.
Take a huge lead.
Stell keeps him honest, kicks and throws to first base. Gardner drove a line drive into right field in his last at bat.
It's getting a little bit chilly here.
Yeah. It's ball bounces out of catcher Searle's mitt as Johnson steals second base. Yeah, that's right. It's not June anymore. The heat of baseball season is over.
Yep.
And today we have, as well as last week, through the Caledonia Classic, we have had typically Scottish weather. The hot
That's
over
funny.
Edinburgh today. I was watching the International Cricket Tournament
Oh, wow.
yesterday. The Grange Cricket Club is about a mile from here, next to Inverleith Park. Have
Oh,
you been?
really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How was it?
Australia playing Scotland.
Oh,
And
I heard about that. Yeah.
It looked a lot like this, but then around 5 or so, the sun burned all the clouds away, and then it was beautiful. But I don't think we're going to get the same treatment today.
Nah, probably not.
It's good to watch some cricket sometimes, baseball's grandparent. It's good to visit the grandparents sometimes.
Yeah. Although I would argue that baseball is a lot more fun than cricket.
Yep. That's it's definitely easier to understand, at least for me.
Yeah. I tried a couple times. It just doesn't really make sense to me.
Mm.
And the fact that you get to bat as long as it's possible, that doesn't really make sense to me as well. And you got only one chance, if I remember correctly, the whole game.
Now, I think in Test cricket, which is the format of this game yesterday, strike 2
Oh,
to
okay.
Gardner. I believe in Test cricket there's 4 innings,
Okay.
which is to say
Well, that's my
4
mistake.
chances for both teams.
Ooh, didn't get that call.
He didn't get that call, and he wanted it, and well, that's just the game.
They can't afford to walk him. The next hitter's Avon.
No, they can't. And with a man on first and second, that's not really a position where intentionally walking Fletcher is an option.
Especially there's nobody out as well. Ooh, yeah.
Foul ball hit off of Gardner's foot. Now that ball surely went off of Gardner's foot and then bounced to Garrett. Cannons made the play in short order, and Gardner started to run.
They took a wicked bounce. Must be.
Now, unless you're going to say that Gardner is faking it right now, which seems unlikely to me,
Yeah.
that's a foul ball. The Cannons nonetheless.
They require some good acting there. Ooh, they overturned their call.
They made the
Interesting.
decision. Now, is that something to do with where he was in the box? He hit his foot when it was already...
Probably, yeah. The intentional walk is probably coming.
Yeah, okay, so Gardner not putting up too much of a resistance to that. So he seems to understand. Now he's walking back out for more clarification from the umpire, Thomas Haywood. So a ball hit off of Gardner's foot, somehow fair, and the Cannons make a relatively easy play to get the first out, and now they intentionally walk Fletcher. Intentionally walk Fletcher, and the Tayport bench and fans moaning, groaning, protesting to that decision.
Definitely the play I will do if I'm the Cannon.
Yep.
Just can't afford it.
Both runners steal. Searle throws down and can't get the out. So a double steal is successful. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the 5-hitter, Tom Knox. What do we know about Tom Knox, Sammy?
I heard he was a really great player before the season, but he's probably injured. So I'm
Is
not
that right?
100% sure. He used to be a great player. That I know that's for.
Well, if he once was, he can always be. He's
Exactly.
hitting a solid 273.
He definitely had the power as well.
277, rather. Sorry.
It's only 1 out as well, so they just need to put the ball in play
That's right.
to extend to give another run. There you go.
Hmm? Okay. So the call is that it did not hit his foot. Okay. Clarification from the home plate umpire there. The call is that the ball did not hit Gardner's foot, Paul Gardner's foot, in that play. One at bat ago.
That must be a terrible feeling, knowing that you probably hit yourself and then still get it out.
Yes, well, nobody doubts retrospectively now, it seems, that it did. But none of the umpires had visual evidence otherwise. So the call was not made to contravene the call made initially, which is that the ball was hit fair in play. Now, part of why that could have gone that way is because Gardner just ran.
Yeah, he probably should sell a little bit more.
He decided to sell it after running a quarter of the way down, down
That's
the
kinda
baseline.
Exactly.
So it's an important dimension of the game is how you try to craft your body language to show the umpires what's happened. Ball inside and past Searle, but it goes right to the near backstop, and the runners hold up. Sorry, go ahead, Sammy.
No, I'm just going to say the backstop is really, really close. Kind of takes away the blocking skill of the catcher.
Yeah, it's closer than usual today.
Yeah.
Bouncing ball to the second baseman's going to score at least one. The play is made. All right, so Tom Knox gets it done. He's able to get an RBI and increase the lead 4-2. Cannons had nothing they could have done about that. There was only one play to make, and that was the play at first base. Avon Fletcher gets to third base, and now with 2 outs, Shunyen Lai comes to the plate.
This is arguably probably the most important at-bat of the whole game.
Why do you say that?
If the Tayport get to score another run, they'll be up by 3, which is going to be tough for the Cannons to come all the way back. However, if they are able to stop Avon scoring from third, I'm pretty sure they will boost their confidence to come all the way back in this game,
Right.
in my opinion.
And if you think, if Fletcher were to be coming out of the game, you would expect there to be some warm-ups of some sort happening around the Tayport's dugout. And of course, the likely relief pitcher would be Shunyen.
The only problem is he's the catcher, so it's going to be hard for him to find any time to warm up.
That's right. Lai also plays shortstop, doesn't he? So on days that he's relieving, maybe they play him shortstop. This is all just speculation.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes he DH before he start pitching, like giving like extra time to prepare.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think one of the game, sometimes if he decided to pitch later in the game, he might not even start.
Okay, well, today he's behind the plate, so. And again, this is all just speculation. But it could be that in the event that they take Fletcher out, they're going to put in. Well, who would they put in?
Tough choice. I'll probably say they'll run Fletcher as long as possible.
Yeah, that's how it's looking.
Yeah. Like how we use Daniel, your brother, 8 inning, 129 pitches.
Right.
Only give up 1 earned run, 17 strikeouts. Total absolutely sick. Especially against one of the best contact team in the whole league.
Yeah, that was quite a showing from him.
Yeah.
Would have been fun to see him in a pitching duel with Avon.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, those are two, two players who have played at a very high level before.
Absolutely. It'll be fun if Daniel can pitch against Cannons. Make them realize they may not.
Well, I was hoping we could have done that last week, but alas.
Well, next year maybe.
Yeah, there's always next year. Big hopes for next year. The pitch to Shunyan Lai. He's in the dirt. Nice block by Kit. Ball rolls a bit to his right, and he gets it. Avon Fletcher holding his batting gloves at third base. Holds up. So this is a battle by Shunyan Lai. And he fights it off.
At this point, you gotta be patient. You're up by 2. The worst thing you can do is chase it outside to get a hit rather than get a walk.
Need a base hit here. And he drives a fly ball into right field, but Fede Gambadotti is under it, and he makes the play. 3 outs. We proceed to the bottom of the 6th. The Cannons have their second to last chance to bridge the gap. Okay, we're here in the bottom of the 6th. Fede Gambadotti coming up. Avon Fletcher sticking around. Don't fix what ain't broke.
Big inning for the Cannons. The strongest line of the coming.
Every pitch matters right now.
Exactly.
2 runs is not too big of a margin for a team like this. But today it's been elusive.
The pressure's on. Can they break the curse?
Are we already calling it that?
Not yet, no. So far, yeah.
Called strike on the inside.
Fetty's job to get on base, bring the tie runs into plate.
Fede yet to swing in this at-bat. 2-1. And he takes a pitch over the plate. Sure, he wants that one back.
Oh, absolutely. He was taking all the way.
2-2. Now the need to protect.
Good counts for the curveball, but
Yeah, it's a fastball outside.
ooh, just spoils that.
Stays alive. Shunyan wishing he held on to that. Foul tip.
I'm nervous at this point.
Imagine how they must feel.
Oh, awesome. Although I would say, if you're in the game, you might not even feel that. You just play, you know.
Well, you're in there. It's
Exactly.
all adrenaline. Takes ball 4. Great at bat by Fede. Only offers one swing. So, Fede Gambardati gets the job done, puts himself on first base, and now the 3-hitter, Miguel de Rosario, to the plate with no outs and a 2-run lead for the Breakers.
I'm pretty sure his mind right now is looking for that home run, right? The ball right down the middle.
Yeah. Oh, he takes an excellent pitch for a strike. Had him fooled on that one.
I'm surprised Ferry still it's not going.
It's a matter of time, you'd have to think.
Yeah.
Tayport throws out because they're thinking the same thing as us.
Absolutely.
Late breaking ball, down and away, swung at and missed.
That's the hack for home run. Although you gotta hit the ball.
That is a prerequisite for hitting home runs.
Yep.
Swung at and missed. Strike 3.
Nah, it's too impatient.
Rosario is retired. Now becoming a bit more imperative that Fede gets himself down to second base.
Yep. Well, I assume Connor's thinking exactly the same as Miguel, but he has to make sure the ball is in the strike zone.
Yes, Avon, of course, a lifelong baseball player. He knows the Cannons are looking to really put the bat on the ball. There goes Fede on the pass ball. So he gets himself to second without having to steal. Avon knows that this meat of the lineup, they're looking for extra bases here. They're looking to swing hard and really barrel it. And he'll probably react to that and throw more breaking balls and try to get them to chase balls out of the zone, capitalize on that aggression.
Yep. And also, I'm curious, how should the outfield be positioned at this point?
The center fielder is not playing straight up. Look at where the center fielder is.
Connor doesn't necessarily pull the ball that often, so the position definitely makes sense.
No, yeah, Connor earlier in the game, of course, hit a line drive over the right fielder's head, and you see him hit to center right quite a bit.
The right fielder is literally hugging the warning track.
Yeah, as far back as they can go. Next pitch.
Good take.
Smith, yeah, great take.
Connor and Avon has great friendship, so this must be really fun for both of them.
Yeah, Paul was telling me that. Oh, swings and misses. That's a good pitch to hit.
Two of the best players right now. The must-watch matchup.
Fans him, swung and missed. So Fletcher retires Smith again. And now we are down to 2 outs. Up to 2 outs. 1 out to go to get to the final inning. Martez now in.
I'm curious how many strikeouts this Avon has this game so far. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely north of 10.
Yeah.
I believe he had 15 last week. Fede goes. Lai holds on. Few too many balls been thrown into left field for his liking, so he decides to eat that one.
Yeah, that's the right move. At the end of the day, they need a base hit to score.
That's right. Make them get that one.
Right now,
Martez swings and fouls one back.
right now it's to focus on the hitter rather than get distracted by the runner.
Yeah, plain and simple. Fede doesn't score unless you give up a hit. So focus on that.
And obviously, you don't want to put the extra runner on base.
And Martez gets it done. Base hit down the left field line, scores Gambadotti and reduces the lead to 1. They hold him at first base. Nice play by the left fielder getting the ball in.
That's a big hit.
Clutch hit by Martez.
This is his second one. I think it was. It was down. It was 0-2 as well. 2 outs. I believe so.
Yeah, did he score that second run?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, Peter can right now help himself. He get the double in the gap.
Yeah, Peter rather, up for the win today. Oh, actually, no, rather, he's not.
There you go.
He hits a ball into left field that falls short of the left fielder, left center. And Martez is trying to take third.
Oh, no.
And the Breakers tie the game on an overthrown ball into third base. The Breakers have conceded the 4th run of the game to the Cannons. Peter hit a base hit, kind of a blooping ball, a bit on the line into left field. And the Breakers missed their cutoff. Seeing that, Martez breaks for third base. Seeing that, shortstop Mariana De Angelis throws to third base after picking up the ball and overthrows her third baseman. Martez then given home plate. And now it's a tie ball game on a fielding error by the Breakers. I can't believe it.
Well, like what I say, I feel like this game is potentially going to be a walk-off. It's going that way.
Yeah, no, wow, new ball game. New ball game. And that was done with 2 outs. Now catcher Kit Searle in there, and Rowe ends up on third base.
Now the pressure's on the Tayport.
Yep, Tayport hoping to limit the damage to just that. And he takes a ball in the dirt.
If the Tayport lose this game, that air is going to be hard to swallow.
Yep. The thing about baseball, though, is there's never just the one play that was pivotal. Of course, she wants that one back, but there's other mistakes that have been made by other players.
Oh, that's for sure.
So here we go, 2 strikes. Can the breaker stop the bleeding? Yes, they can. Strike 3. And Kit Searle really ready to give the umpire hell for that one. But he swallows it and walks back to the dugout. So the Cannons equalize on a fielding error as well as a base hit, RBI. New ball game, and it's the top of the 7th. Who knew? See you shortly. Welcome back. We're on to the 7th inning, and it's a new ball game. The Cannons having equalized it. Shortstop Mariana D'Angelis now in there. And Gareth still on the mound. Garrett still. Stell. Garrett, Stell, still on the mound.
It's hard to say it.
Yeah, tongue twister. Breaking ball clips the outside of the zone for strike 1.
This is Mariana, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She got to be more patient. Especially after making that error. I'm pretty sure right now she's thinking about getting on base so badly.
Yep, she wants to help her team.
I was in that spot as well when I missed catch the strikeout pitch and ended up scoring the run. I literally had the chance to tie the game and even walk it off, but
well,
I was overthinking.
You'll have many more chances.
Yeah.
The only problem is your next one won't be until next year.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Imagine the last at bat of the season was the one you can literally walk it off and then put the team in the playoff format.
Yeah. That's the game.
But that's why we play.
This game is not for the psychologically weak.
Yep. Wow.
Oh,
good
ball
hit.
hard to Rosario, who bobbles it, recovers, and makes the play at first base. Wow.
Good call for the ump.
Yeah, that was a good call. Nice pickup by Steve Silverberg. Yeah, that ball was hit on the line and bounced twice at most before Rosario tried to kind of spear it and missed it. And it rolled a bit behind him. And he recovered it. And from there, everything else went right. The throw was on line. Silverberg picked it up. Mariana couldn't quite beat it out. Ross Marnie, the second baseman, now in. As the Breakers try to recover. But the momentum is solidly with the Cannons right now. Marnie doesn't bite.
I'm curious what's the chemistry behind the play, especially after Cave got called strikeout the previous inning. Must be very intense.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, but then I... And a kind of a swinging bunt by Marnie is played by Kit, who calls off Garrett Stell, who is also crashing towards the ball, and the Cannons make the play at first for the second out. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Sammy, but I noticed earlier that Kit was kind of laughing and joking with Thomas Hayward. So I guess it's water under the bridge.
Yeah. As a catcher, you can't complain too much because you got to build a good relationship with the umpires. Sometimes it will help you.
Yep. David Farr now in there. Farr has a line drive into right field, past the sliding Silverberg. And they are unable to make the play at first. They attempt again. That right field to first base throw out, which they did successfully earlier.
I'm curious, will they put the pinch runner in for him?
But not again here. So with 2 outs, the Breakers get a runner on first base, and that brings up Lasky. Luke Lasky, the right fielder.
You would like to steal right here, but don't know if the Tayport can execute that plan.
Lasky fouls it back.
Gary just need one more strike to get out the jam. It's not really a jam yet, but a little bit.
Strike 3 called outside of the plate.
That's a little bit delayed call.
Yeah, it was close. Okay, well, wow.
Like
It's going down to the wire. 4-4. Bottom of the 7th inning. We play 7 innings here, so this is a walk-off situation for the Cannons. Welcome back. Bottom 7 in this Caledonia Classic final. Steve Silverberg, the first baseman, coming up. And it is tied at 4. The Cannons trying to get the winning run right now and walk away from this season with the trophy. Stakes could not be higher. First pitch is a fastball just inside. Called strike. And so too with the second.
Not very happy about that call.
Nope. Cannons not failing to show their dissatisfaction with some of these calls. And another kind of swinging bunt played by the second baseman successfully for the first out. That brings up Garrett Stell, the pitcher.
Garrett's definitely in the spot of putting him as a winning pitcher right now. Can he do it? Has he hit a home run this year, actually?
Let me tell you, you've asked the right guy. No. But he's hitting just under 300.
Well, this will be a great situation here. That home run, first season home run.
That's right.
Though he'll be a last as well.
Avon Fletcher continuing to amaze, staying in the game. And he hits a hard ground ball to Mariana De Angelis, who makes the play and throws him out of first base. Tayport bench very happy about that. You can tell they were nervous about getting through this inning, and they got a good chance to do it now. Rory Dunn coming to the plate.
Well, Rory used to be the catcher because his wrist is not being able to catch this game. Definitely a big blow for the Cannons, not having a regular catcher behind the plate.
That's right. Now, as we were saying earlier, though, like one of the things that the Cannons have going for them is they have pretty solid backup players for a lot of their positions.
Yeah. Kid is playing great for sure.
Yeah, Kit Searle still a really great catcher to have on your team. Dunn swings, hits an infield pop-up, which Avon Fletcher dives and catches, and so very quickly the Breakers get out of the inning. We're going to extras in the Caledonia Classic final. Man, am I glad about that. What a story. Well, we'll be right back. More baseball to play, potentially much more. Welcome to Extra Innings, the Caledonia Classic final. The Breakers get the top of their lineup up here. And the same will be the case for the Cannons in the second half of this inning. But the Cannons trying to keep this game tied so they can maintain a walk-off situation.
At this point, anything can happen.
The only guarantee is it's going to be dramatic.
Ah, for sure.
Dunn shows bunt. Doesn't pull back on a curveball well outside. Strike one. And he swings and chops it foul.
Do you think there will be any champagne flying around after the game? Probably beer will be more like Scottish style.
Yeah, man, I could go for some hot chocolate right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Seems like the temperature's dropped a little bit.
Kid pointing the wrong direction.
Yeah. Kit Searle appeals to the third base umpire on the checked swing, and he confirms that Dunn did not go. Hands did not break. That is ball 3.
I think it's ball 2 now.
Ball 2. Sammy thinks it's ball 2, and he knows better than me. That would be ball 3.
There you go.
Garrett winds up and deals.
That's actually the ball 3. You're both wrong.
That would be ball 3. You know what? I'm going to stop trying. I thought for a second that the umpire, Haywood, was going to call that. Oh,
Ooh.
Excellent pitch by
Just
Stell.
spoiled that one.
That went from a trajectory nearly to go behind Dunn's back and then whipped back in and ended up in the zone. Excellent horizontal movement.
Although Dunn was able to stay alive, was really impressive.
And he throws that same pitch again, and Dunn can't make contact. Strike out 1. Bringing up Johnson. Ethan Johnson having himself a great game.
If I'm Kid, I'll definitely try to throw it in the outside corner to get a call from the umpire.
Yeah, that's kind of where he's setting up, isn't it? And they put it right there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Tough spot to hit for any hitter.
Johnson takes a pitch high away, but in the zone.
If I'm the hitter, I'll probably just stand on the line. I can't even reach that.
Yeah, crowd the plate a bit, you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Johnson swings and misses and is tagged out by Searle. Strike 2. Bit of a wind starting to sail through here.
Tough at bat. Oh, this out is going to be the hardest to get. Third out of the inning.
Paul Gardner.
Gareth curveball today, it's absolutely filthy.
It's crazy how much it moves horizontally.
Yeah. All the pitchers today brought their A game. With a little bit help from the umpire.
Strike 2 to Gardner. It's been a tough game to be a hitter, no question.
For sure.
Ball in the dirt. 1-2.
If we have a measurement for the umpire, this umpire will be very pitching friendly.
Today, at least, yes. That is called ball 2. The Cannons all vacating the field, assuming it's strike 3.
Ooh, you can't show your attitude to the umpire.
The call was not made, and now it's 2-2. The Cannons in unison jogging off the field, thinking that was strike 3. But not yet. Ball inside. Ball 4. Puts Gardner on and brings Fletcher up.
Wow. Are they going to intentionally walk him?
That is the question. Rory. And they make the decision to send Avon down to first base.
Well, that's a baseball play. Can't complain.
It could be the most strategic decision.
The only way to make the cannon pay for that is the next guy produce.
Yeah, that's right. You certainly see the strategic logic. It's just a little lame.
Yeah, I agree. Although for winning the game, I don't mind. Especially he's a little bit too alien in my opinion in this league. Fletcher.
Yep. No, he definitely raises the bar. For instance, no one on the Breakers has any home runs except for Fletcher, who has 10.
All of a sudden, the strike zone seems to get a little bit tighter.
Yep. Ground ball to the second baseman, Martez, who makes the play. So the Cannons end up getting out, limiting the damage, actually preventing any damage. Game stays tied 4. So can the Cannons break the Breakers? We're going to find out shortly. Okay, welcome back. Well, this is a hell of a way to end the season. We are in the bottom of the 8th, extra innings, 4-4. The Cannons near the top of their lineup. Actually, exactly at the top of their lineup, Ivan Hernandez coming up to the plate. Now, they got through the Breakers, meeting their lineup in the last half inning, including Avon Fletcher.
Got any plan after the game? I'm so cold.
I haven't really even thought about it yet. I've been so plugged in.
Yeah, same.
This has been a really interesting one.
Definitely not happy with that call.
Cannons are a very vocal team.
Oh, that's for sure, yeah. That's why sometimes I don't like play against them. They're great people outside of the baseball, but...
Well, it's good to communicate.
Oh, that's for sure.
We could use some more of that.
Yeah, I probably should. Do you think outside curve was coming?
Wouldn't be surprised. That was some kind of a changeup, high and in, 1 and 2. And that is a foul ball. Just got to the left of third base. Third baseman Gardner runs the ball to Avon Fletcher, and they're having a conference of some sort.
The worst part for Avon is that he can't empty the tanks right now because even though they don't score this inning, they still got the bottom of the 9th to go, which is tough.
That's right, isn't it? Yep. Ball down. That's ball 4, and with that, Avon has thrown 140 pitches.
Wow,
Yep.
that's crazy.
So with no outs, Fede Gambadotti comes to the plate. Ivan on first base, Ivan Hernandez.
Can potentially be his last at bat as a Canon.
That's right, rumor has it, huh?
Exactly. But he can't be a hero. Everyone will remember it.
Hernandez goes.
Wow.
Hernandez goes and holds up and runs back. I guess he just kind of had a running secondary.
That's an interesting play, actually. If I'm the Cannons, I would like to steal for the first pitch and then bunt so that the runner will be at third when it's just one out.
Now Hernandez goes. And Shunyan Lai eats it. Hernandez, of course, got thrown out last stealing attempt. And so when that's happened to you earlier in the game, you can get a little bit in your head about making another attempt.
That's for sure.
In this case, he went for it and was able to get in standing.
But now that's a really bunt situation, right?
Yeah, it is. Seems like a waste of a good hitter, though.
Yeah. Although you just need one run, you know.
And the bunt is laid down, bouncing down the first baseline, and it's perfect. That's going to be a base hit.
I can smell the walk-off. What do you think?
I don't want to put anything out into the universe like that quite yet. So runners in the corners. Now Fede could steal here, and the Breakers really should just eat the ball. No outs. Hernandez on third, and the three-hitter Rosario up. This is what everything this season has been leading to. This moment. And Fede just takes second base. Rosario hits to the third baseman, who bobbles it and eats it, and Hernandez doesn't score. Well, you can't write this. Connor Smith now up, the slugger for the Cannons, with the bases loaded in a walk-off situation in the Caledonia Classic final. You heard all that right.
Can they hold the first trophy for the Cannons?
The pressure is on. And Avon has to pitch to him. Smith swings and misses in a hole, 0-2. I can't believe we're here right now.
I know, same. My whole body's shaking. You know?
Not just because of the cold.
I would say mix, you know. I remember when I was watching Yankees play in the World Series, not the World Series, sorry. They have never made the World Series since 2009. But playing the playoffs, like the whole game, my body's just shaking.
This a bit closer to home. Strike three swinging.
That's a great pitch.
Avon gets rid of Smith 3 at-bats in a row. Smith got that base hit in the first inning, but since then, he has not been able to produce like we all know he can. Nonetheless, the 5-hitter Martez comes to the plate.
Well, this is the hitter. They give 2 RBIs, huge 2 RBIs, come from 0-2, 2 outs.
The breaker's infield in, of course. Force at every plate. Swings, foul ball.
He has that short swing, which it's hard to beat him as a pitcher.
Yeah, he really looks like kind of a prototypical contact hitter in his stance, and
He's kind of the worst hitter you want to face in this kind of spot. Sometimes you rather face Connor than him, because he knows.
that's right. Although a ground ball in the infield doesn't necessarily get the job done for the Cannons with the infield in.
Yeah, that's true.
Although you think the middle infield could actually be a little bit further in, but they don't know this field as much, so that they're again they're playing on Tayport grass.
Yeah.
Oh, and he fouls it.
Well, he's actually just approaching 150 pitches, if not more than that.
Yeah, it might be more by now.
Wow. Swung way out front though.
Way out front, just spins it behind him. And there's a mist in the air, which is definitely affecting these balls by now. I'm sure all of them are a little bit waterlogged. Bases loaded.
What would you do in this situation? Fastball down the middle, or outside corner? Obviously, you try to avoid throwing the middle.
He knows better than me. Martez extends the at-bat, another ground ball. Foul.
Good
Pitches
block.
in the dirt. Yeah, great block by Lime. Strike 3.
Wow. They have to start arguing.
We can appeal.
They called him on the swing.
Okay, but then appeal it down to first. We can appeal. Appeal it down to first.
So strike 3 called on Martez. Rory Dunn runs out to clarify whether it was called on taking a pitch in the zone or whether Martez had swung. Umpire confirms that it was on a swing. It's not exactly clear. Nonetheless, 2 strikeouts in a row, 2 huge strikeouts in a row for Fletcher, and now Rowe is up. The bases loaded and 2 outs. Strike 1 called, get up in the zone. Umpire Haywood finally telling the Cannons dugout that's enough.
No. Stay. Okay now. Now you're ahead, Peter. You're ahead.
Ooh.
Peter, work hard, big ass. Work hard. Grind it out now. Grind it out. Let's go. Work hard, Peter. Base in the business.
Count is 2-1.
No.
3-1.
What's that? 3-1.
So the Cannons now 1 ball away
Exactly.
from a cup.
Do you think it would give him the green light, or
I think it's his discretion. He's showing bunt now, trying to get in Fletcher's head, pulls back. Takes a strike, more or less right down the middle.
well, this is what you dreamed of as a baseball player, especially as a pitcher. Bases
right.
loaded.
Extra innings, bases loaded, 2 outs, full count to Peter Rowe, who started this game.
What else you can ask?
Here we go.
Go.
Ball 4 called. Cannons win the Caledonia Cup on a walk-off walk to Peter Rowe, thrown by Avon Fletcher. You know, that's a pitch that's been called a strike many times today, a ball a few times today, right on the corner of the zone. And this time it makes all the difference.
What an ending.
What an ending. Not the sexy kind of walk-off ending that you might have dreamed of, but a win's a win. A classic is a classic, and the Cannons able to prevent the establishment of any kind of a curse.
I think this is the first time since the Galaxy they win both the league and the club, and the cup. I mean, how are you gonna celebrate it? No champagne, no beer.
Well, it's great to see the Edinburgh team win. Absolutely, the Breakers, of course, put on a really admirable showing today. Avon Fletcher pitched an amazing game.
Yeah, there's not much more he can do.
Anyone who can hold the Cannons to 5 across 8 innings is an elite pitcher.
Exactly.
And now a show of sportsmanship from both sides. But that's how this season ends. A redo of last year's Caledonia Cup Classic, Caledonia Classic final matchup. And this time it goes the opposite way.
Cannon redeemed himself.
Yep. Well, we hope you've enjoyed some Scottish baseball, and we hope you'll join us next year, which promises to be every bit as exciting. I've been Evan Oliner with my partner, Sammy Tuan. Thanks for listening.